Hi everyone, I'm Greta Ottaviani. I am the trainer of your second training session. We'll record these two video clips, one regarding social capital and the other regarding sense of community. I'm a community psychologist and that's why I will speak about social capital from an individual level of analysis to a multi-level perspective. The first researchers who studied social capital were Coleman, Lean, Putnam, and they um, investigated a lot the individual level of analysis of social capital. According to community psychologists, is also important to taking into account a multi-level perspective. But what does it mean, a multi-level perspective? It means to consider the ecological systems in which the individual, in this case youth, because we are speaking about social capital in an Erasmus project with youth people, so in which youth is embedded in the social context. And among these systems, youth interacts like more or less directly. Not always directly, because sometimes um, are the systems which interacts and then the impact fall into the youth anyway. So we can see the individual, the interpersonal system, the organizational, the community system, and the public policy and politics. So it's the macro system. Okay, social capital. It is defined by a person's network connections, including the network's dimension, reliability, ownership of resources, and reciprocity. So that's the main definition. It is divided into a set of formal social relationships, as you can see, bridging, and informal bonding. So this picture has been readapted in English because the researchers were Italian. So Viena and Santinello proposed to divide the concept of social capital into two further complementary components, the individual and the environmental. In this way, both psychological and relational characteristics and contextual characteristics are reconciled, all in a theoretical framework. As you can see in this figure, the psychological and relational pros interact with the two formal and informal dimensions. So the this dimension of a formal or informal has been considered also in the individual component of the social capital. Creating four constructs. So let's go to speak about constructs of social capital. The individual component of social capital is understood in terms of these following constructs. Social support. So it's as you can see from the figure, is informal, because we speak about social support when we speak about the help, like the help an individual can receive within the network of social relationship in which they participate. But it's, for example, it refers to relatives, friends, and neighbors, so it's very informal. And participation, which is more formal because it's structured within association or institutions. And it reflects more the relational the relational part. So both social support and participation express the two constructs of social capital from a relational point of view. Okay, empowerment and sense of community are the other dimensions that are considered from a psychological point of view, but we will deal with these topics in the next video here. So let's focus on participation. For community psychology, participation is the commitment and responsibility of the individual within a project, as in our case, within We Are Part project, aimed at achieving a collectively determined goal. So it's very specific, and I think it's very important, especially in this project, where we already have shared objectives. But since we have a target, and our target is youth, so what's youth participation? Youth participation is a process in which power is shared with young people, whether in the context of decision making or other process involved in the project. So youth participation is about action and voice. Action means young people take collective and individual action to make a change to the world around them. And regarding voice, young people try to express their point of views, their voices, their thoughts, with the aim of encouraging decision makers to make changes. So that's the first two constructs of social capital. I hope everything is clear, and thank you. See you in the next recording.